Hi guys, good morning. It's Angie and Michelle Moss here.
Morning.
This is our Did You Know special guest episode, so welcome. Happy Monday, everyone. I am so excited to introduce you to Michelle Moss and learn a little bit more about her firm, and she has some very interesting tips for businesses out there. So, Michelle, before we get started, I know you are a recently new mommy.
Yes.
So, what has been your proudest mommy moment to date? And he's 2, right?
Right. He turned 2 in April, my son Amari. The proudest mommy moment is, I guess, 2 things. The first was when he finally actually said mama, because they always say daddy first.
Now, did he say daddy first, or?
He did.
Oh.
He said dada, and then he
Oh.
said daddy, and my mother would say to him, mama, say mama. And he just kept saying daddy, so when he said
Oh.
mama. And then the second was when he started crawling, because I thought he would never start moving. But when he did, it was like, woo!
How old was he when
He was probably about 10 months.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay, so Michelle, tell us a little bit. You've been practicing law. You focus and you specialize specifically within the intellectual property.
Yes.
And you'll explain to us what that means in a little bit. Tell us what got you into that specific.
Sure. Well, intellectual property is basically works of the minds, creative work. So intellectual property law includes copyright, trademark, trade secrets, and patent. So a trademark is basically any word, slogan, symbol, design, or combination of those which does 2 things. It has to designate the source of a good or service, and then it has to differentiate that good or service from others in the marketplace. And the reason that I got into trademark law is when I was a little girl, my father had a bar in the house, and we were always having parties and people over, and there was this very distinct bottle made by Hague Distillers, and it's called Pinch. It's Pinch whiskey, and actually has a very unique kind of triangular pinched bottle. And it was very distinctive, and every time I see that bottle, I always think of my dad, I think of parties, I think of being a little girl.
Your
And it was,
childhood.
yes, and it was a very good distinguisher of source for me, because I knew when I saw that bottle, that meant Pinch and nothing else. And so when I saw that, I thought, well, why do all the other bottles look the same, and this bottle is so distinctive? Why didn't anybody copy it? And then I figured out that that bottle actually the design patent has since run out, but it had both a design patent and a trademark on that one single bottle design. So it served to designate the source of Pinch whiskey, but there was also a design patent in place to prevent, so that the maker of that Hague whiskey could prevent others from using that same bottle design. So that was kind of the beginning of my love with intellectual property law.
Wow, very cool. Michelle, what do you have for us today? I know you wanted to give some tips, very important information
Yes.
for small businesses out there or anyone starting a business, right?
Yes, and
Okay.
the one thing that I've been encountering a lot lately from different business owners who are delaying in obtaining a federal trademark registration for their business name is the fact that there's a confusion out there between a domain name and a federally registered trademark. So when you first start a business, usually you're going to be online. You're either going to have some type of informational website or online store, and they'll purchase a domain from a domain registrar such as GoDaddy or VeriSign or something like that. But the thing is, purchasing that domain does not give you any legal rights or presumptions under the law like a federal trademark does. So remember, the trademark is used as a designation of source. And in addition to being the exclusive owner and user of the mark, what the federal registration gives you, it also gives you the right to file an action for trademark infringement in any state in the 50 United States. So anywhere that anyone is using that mark, you can reach out and touch them and prevent them from using that. Not the same with the domain name. That really
Right.
doesn't give you any rights other than to put your website using that particular URL.
Right, right. And there's a lot of must-knows as well if a new business is creating a website that you can help them understand as far as
Correct.
pictures go and, what to use, just the copywriting part of it, right?
Right. What most people don't understand is back for copyright, which is basically it's a form of protection granted by law that protects architectural works, visual works, audio works such as books or movies, computer code, and things of that nature. And it's for original works of authorship that are fixed somehow in a tangible medium. So essentially, for copyright, where I run into most of my problems with small businesses is that they'll create a website and they'll grab images from somewhere that they've seen on a site somewhere, and they'll use those images on their commercial website. And the problem with that is copyright protection attaches or inures at the moment that the work is fixed. So as soon as you take that picture and you put it on Facebook or you post it to Pinterest or something like that, it has copyright protection. As soon as you write something down, you write down your poem or your work, it has copyright protection. The registration is something that you get so that you can have access to a copyright infringement lawsuit or statutory damages. But the problem is, because there's no copyright symbol on these things, which the law does not require, people may take these drawings or words that they see and use them on their website and not know that they are protected by copyright, and then the owner can come after them or the author can come after them for copyright infringement.
And there's companies out there, guys, that are specifically, their sole purpose is to go out there and find people that are using work, pictures, or what have you, that they don't have permission to use. So if you do happen to have any questions about that or see any communication, because you have, fallen into doing this, I mean, it's something
it's very easy to do.
A lot, yes. Michele is definitely someone that can help guide you through that whole process. So Michele, where can people reach you for questions?
Sure. I have a website. It's www.johnsonmosslaw.com. I also have a YouTube channel which has a lot, like 25 or 30 informational videos that talk about what is copyright, what is trademark infringement, what is a trade secret. So great information for small businesses.
And I've seen Michele speak, so we'll post some of her upcoming speaking engagements along with the video. So you can reach out and get some questions, some answers to your questions. So on that note, guys, have an amazing week. Go forth and conquer. And we'll see you next time.
Thanks for having me.